Hey guys, I am on day 2 of the GAPS intro diet. It is almost 1 o'clock and I don't have a headache from not having coffee, so that's awesome. I have my little cup of broth here and I am on my way to town. I live on Quadra Island, so I take a little ferry. It's only about 15 minutes and it takes me to Campbell River on Vancouver Island to go to the health food store there. And get some other stuff. I need a really good thermos because I only have a microwave at work and working 12-hour shifts. I have to keep my soup and broth warm. Otherwise they'll be cold or I won't be able to heat them because Dr. Campbell McBride says to not use microwaves, which I think is probably a great idea, but not convenient. So yeah, I'm getting a thermos. I'm getting some plastic tops for my mason jars, and just some more organic food, some yogurt starters, some organic organic butter to make ghee. This morning I started some more kefir, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll check back in later. And hi, so I am back from town and I have quite the haul. So I'll kind of go through and show you what I got, and I'll also show you how some of my fermentations are doing. Okay, so probably the most expensive items that I got are a couple of thermoses. As I said, I need them for work because I can't heat anything up because all we have at work is a microwave. So I got this one large Stanley for my soups, and I got that from Mark's Work Warehouse, and I also got this one from Mark's Work Warehouse, a little bit smaller, just to bring some broth in for me to sip through the day while I'm at work. And the Stanley brand actually came very recommended to me. I know my dad had one of these and it always keeps things nice and hot. This one was just because it was the size that was appropriate. The Stanleys were quite big and quite expensive. This one was still pricey, but it was $34.99. Yeah, so I will see how this one does. I can always return it if it's not keeping things warm enough. So that was my bigger purchases. I also went to Stonehouse Teas in Campbell River. They have this beautiful organic chamomile, and it's just the blossoms. So that is one of the teas that you're allowed on the Intro GAPS diet. So I'm happy about that. I got this collapsible funnel to pour my soups and things into mason jars to store in the fridge. And the reason I went for the plastic over the metal is because even though Dr. Campbell McBride doesn't mention it, my mom does a lot of fermenting, and she does milk kefir on a regular basis, and she says she has a lot of fermentation books, and they all say to avoid touching your kefir with metal because it doesn't like metal. So I just think that this will help me to strain it into another jar and then keep using the grains for the next batch in the jar I've been making it in. So that's why I went for plastic, so I can use it for both things. I got a couple packs of these plastic lids that go on. These ones are for wide mouth mason jars because that's what I use. And they're really easy to reuse. They won't rust. And again, as I said, for things with fermentation, I just wanted to be really careful to not bother them or add rust, so I got these plastic lids. Normally I'm not so into plastic, but in this case I am. going to go that route. This is just a brush. I've been meaning to get a brush for my metal straws, but also this just came as a duo to clean inside bottles, and I figured I now have these two thermoses. This is probably the right thing to use for that. In the cookbook that I have, they talk about making a ginger and turmeric tea with the turmeric root and ginger root. And they say to have a little bit of coconut oil in it. And so when I was doing the keto diet, I was doing bulletproof coffees. So I'm hoping to use this to kind of froth around the coconut oil and make it almost like there's milk in there, but there won't be. So I got this organic virgin cold pressed and unrefined coconut oil. So I think that this is GAPS friendly. If this is not GAPS friendly, I don't know what is. I also got some cold pressed organic extra virgin olive oil for when I'm allowed to have that. And I think it might be in stage 3, but I'll have to look at that again. Just an organic butternut squash. I have a couple other winter squashes, but they're not butternut, and so I'm gonna use this. I think I got some lamb from my cousin, so I think I'm gonna make a lamb stock and do a butternut squash lamb and do a rosemary herb bouquet to infuse the broth. I think that would be really nice. I got some nice yogurt starter with the 3 probiotics. So I'm going to make some yogurt tonight, and I'll make sure to do a little video of that. Some organic and grass-fed butter. Unfortunately, they only had salted, and so I do have another thing of organic. So organic grass-fed unsalted, but I want to make some ghee. So unfortunately, all I could get was the salted today. This is to try and make some cultured cream. So it is organic, it's pasteurized. I don't think it's homogenized, although it doesn't say not homogenized. So it was the best that I could get. It was the closest that I could get. Unfortunately, where I live, it's quite illegal in Canada to sell raw milk, and it's not easy to find it kind of on the black market, so to speak. So I do have my feelers out. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on some good raw milk at some point, but it really is not that easy to find around here. So I went with the next best thing. And then I got some organic lemons to have my warm water with lemon in the morning, and some milk to make yogurt tonight. So I have whole milk. It's organic, non-homogenized. It is pasteurized. But again, the closest I could get to raw milk that I could. So that was, oh yeah. And then some socks, because honestly, you know, winter's coming and I just really like to be cozy. It's not a gap thing. And I'll just take you guys over here to have a little peek at my kefir veggies. So they're doing good. They're kind of, I have this plastic bag on the top and I put water in it to weight the veggies down to try and keep them completely covered in the liquid, and it looks like it's doing a pretty good job. I also put a leaf from one of the cabbage plants in my garden over top to try and hold the little bits of cabbage and beet down. There's a couple floating at the top that I'll probably spoon out. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm happy with that. And then I actually moved my sauerkraut. This is my GAPS fridge. There's not a lot in it. There's veggies in the bottom. Look at all my broths. Some soup left over there. And this is the chicken that I still have yet to pull off the bone. Free-range eggs. And this is my sauerkraut that I moved to the fridge today. So I made that last weekend, so probably about 8 days ago now. And the liquid in it is tasting nice and fermented, so I felt like it was time I could move it to the fridge. Yeah, so that's kind of how that's going. and I started some more kefir. The kefir that I had going from last night, it's pretty thin, and I'm not really sure if it's working. So I did another jar with the kefir starter and put it in my oven. I don't have a light in my oven. I have a very old propane stove, but it has a pilot that keeps it just above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so I feel like that's about as good as it's gonna get. So yeah, so that's kind of what I did this afternoon. I went on the 1 o'clock ferry, actually did so well and made it home on the 2:30, which is incredible. And now I'm going to get to work, I'm gonna try and do another soup to be ready for my set of days at work. It's 4 12-hour shifts, 2 days and 2 nights. So that keeps me pretty busy. It's hard to do much more food prep. It's good to kind of be ready for the whole 4 days as much as possible. Before my first night, I can usually get like one more kind of thing done. So if I make another soup tonight and get my yogurt going, I'll be happy with that. So it's the afternoon, and I've had a bowl of soup today, brothy soup, and a nice big cup of broth. And I'm just feeling I'm starting to feel a bit tired, maybe a mild, very, very just like slightly present headache. So I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. I've already started. So I got these packets of organic turmeric root and organic ginger. And what I did is I cut about 1/2 inch off of a piece of turmeric, about 1 inch off of a garlic. And I have this fine, I think it's supposed to be a Parmesan grater. Now it's been colored, of course, by the turmeric. And I just finely grated it into a mug. And now I am going to cover it with hot water that I've just boiled. I'm not doing anything special with my water. I drink well water, and it's really nice well water, so I'm not worrying too much about purifying it. So I'm gonna fill this. I'm gonna allow that to steep for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna strain it out. It's pretty fine, so there's probably still gonna be pieces in there, but that's okay. And I'm gonna add some coconut oil and a teeny little touch of honey. I got some of it out of there anyway. So I've got my nice coconut oil. It says a teaspoon. I think I'm going to do a little, well, I don't know, about that much is how much I'm going to put in there. Little milk frother thing here, and I'm hoping that it'll And now I've got this local, so from Vancouver Island, unpasteurized wildflower honey. So I'm going to put just a little bit of that in here. So it's 9:30 at night, and I haven't had a chance to make yogurt, and I'm just gonna leave that for now because you know what? This afternoon I started to get tired and feel just a little bit kind of off. Now I have a little bit of cramping kind of in my legs, lower legs. Yeah, but I did have a chance to make another beautiful soup, so I'm gonna load that into some mason jars. and basically call it a day and go to sleep because it's already 9:30. I have to get up at 5:30 to go to work. So I'm already a little bit behind. So I'll show you my soup and then say goodnight. So there we go, 2.5 quarts of beautiful soup. And there's King Mo. Hey Mo, being his cat-like self. So yeah, I already had a really beautiful bowl of this for supper and it was delicious. So I'll probably bring some more of that for work tomorrow. I'm super happy about these plastic lids working out. Yeah, and I'm just gonna prep a couple more things. Watch out, Mom. A couple more things for work tomorrow and head to bed. So I just wanted to show you guys this. My friend taught me if you peel and then freeze ginger, it grates a lot more easily. So I just peeled a couple pieces of turmeric and a nice big chunk of ginger, and I'll have that ready to go for my tea in the morning.